So I know I cover a lot of high level stuff when it comes to these videos, but the main thing when it comes to media buying and how this correlates to getting better results, right? A lot of people are and I see the content on YouTube, like content around like media buying strategy, this new strategy for Facebook, this new strategy for TikTok. This is going to increase your results, right? Those are probably the most pointless videos I've ever watched because think about it. Each product you're selling is different. Each brand you're operating on, or if you're managing ad account, is different. The customer demographic and the ideal customer profile is different. So, what are is the universal principles we can extrapolate and take on and apply for multiple brands we work with, right? Especially for if you're a founder, if you're running an agency, what are the principles and fundamentals you can practice that will yield you a higher ROI? So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Chris Hernandez. I operate a lean, mean boutique growth consulting firm where we essentially work with D2C founders in the e-com space. We help them scale, become capital efficient, and profitably exit in the next 2 to 3 years. Now, I've worked with dozens of D2C founders in the past year alone. We've managed multiple ad accounts across Facebook, across TikTok. Now, the biggest telling point and the reason why I'm able to speak about this is because these are kind of my own fundamentals I've built out. So if we take a step back and we look at media buying as a whole, this is your formulaic approach of segmenting data and ultimately running campaigns to an ideal target audience to yield you a positive ROI, which is 9 times out of 10, you're optimizing for a complete purchase. Now, when it comes to getting results from a media buying aspect, media buying is simply how good your sales funnel is. How optimized are your creatives? How optimized is your post click process? How optimized are your offers to this brand new cold audience? Now, to be good at media buying, you have to be good at so many other things, right? As mentioned, I covered the whole entire sales funnel. If one specific part of the sales funnel is missing and is not optimized, well, then you're not going to get a positive ROI or a profitable CPA, right? So, media buying is literally just you're collecting data to optimize the sales funnel, and once you optimize the sales funnel, your I would say delta or your north star would be profitable CPA. Now, how do I break this down? Now, there's different strategies that you can utilize. The main thing is with each strategy, you just want to isolate variables so that you can make further decisions when it comes to whether you're scaling, whether you're increasing the budget, whether you're split testing, so on and so forth. So you just want to make this data super organized so that when it comes to going back to the drawing board and seeing what worked and what didn't, you have a system in place to read that data. Like similar to like a stock trader. If you guys ever trade stocks or crypto, right? The best traders, if I look at Ray Dalio, right? He had all of his metrics, he had quantitative data, and then he was able to segment that data to make his decisions. And he leveraged tech to help him make, I would say, future project what would happen in the markets. And he'd compare that thesis from the computer to now his own ideas and run a split test to see what worked, what didn't. Same process here when it comes to media buying, right? We're simply collecting data, we're organizing this data to now build new hypothesis. And the way we organize this data into is a 3 stage process, right? Now, this is our process for TikTok, but I mean, this process can be applied to Facebook because you can run top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of the funnel. But main thing, like if you have a brand new ad account starting from zero, your top of funnel would be mainly cold audiences, broads, maybe split test suggested, maybe split test interest stack. And then from there, once you have a collectible base and you see people not buying, and at the middle of the funnel, what you can do is run retargeting ads to that top of funnel, or you can run lookalikes. You can run, and the same process you can do here as well. It's really like however you want to organize it. But for us, we start with 3 things. We have audience testing, creative testing, and scaling. So for us, like for clients, I mean, we develop creatives. I mean, we're testing anywhere from 50 to 100 creatives in a given month. From here, we segment like the first stage is literally just validating the audience archetype, right? For example, for a product where we're selling, let's say, supplements, right? And it's more so anti-aging. Well, this is more of a broad product. Well, we're going to split test that analysis from broad interest and suggested targeting from, let's say, one of our creators or one of our creative angles. From here, we set at the ad group level 1x AOV, and we have all of these in identical variations. So it's the same concept, same creative concept. Let's say like it's a storyboard that talks about pain relief or reducing wrinkles, right? And we build variations on that. Well, then this is what's going to be applied in stage one. So now this is what happens. We pretty much validate, okay, based off this creative, what is the best performing audience that we could further gather, right? And if the whole creatives from all these split tests doesn't work and we're not seeing at least some sort of add to cart or potential buying behavior, then we know, okay, maybe it's a creative issue. Now we pair that up with a different concept with the creative angles, right? Now, when it comes to stage two, we take those developments from stage one. We validate, okay, what's the winning creative compared to the winning audience? Let's say broad is the winner here. We move on to stage two, where now we're individually testing each creative variation one by one. And the variations are either by time length, either by different hooks, different B-roll footage, reorganized, so on and so forth. Once we validate the audience and we validate the creative, we take this into stage three to now we're further scaling, right? We know broad's the winner. We know, okay, creative concept that reduces wrinkles with this kind of creator is the winning creator and the winning data. Then we're able to increase the budget by 3 to 5x in daily spend. And now we let this run at ACO to figure out, okay, we'll let TikTok, we'll pair up the 3 top winners. We'll let TikTok choose whatever that winner is. And then we further scale this up. Now, there's different methodologies here, because the thing is, what you can do from this kind of creative testing realm is you can literally just split test different headlines, because we've seen that impact results. Maybe like on the TikTok side, like different headlines here. Another thing, like the thing is, like testing doesn't ever end, because, for example, with scaling, we have a winning audience, right? We maybe want to go and relaunch and retest this winning creative with a different audience, with like, we might do another split test of suggested targeting or interest stack targeting, or we might run lookalikes, or we might run like, it's better for us to extrapolate. And once the profitable CPA is there, we have more budget to work with. So now we can horizontally scale, where we're adding more, like we're split testing audiences, we're split testing, we're keeping the creative the same because we know it's a winner. And then we're split testing headlines as well, so that when we're scaling, we're not just relying on broad. We might have a different test that lookalike is the winner, right? Or let's say interest stack is the winner after we further gather that data. And we now, instead of us having one ad group, we have 2, 3, 4, 5 ad groups running, and they're at 3 to 5x daily spend. And from there, we might be we're spending in an ad account like $1,000, and we might be getting back like I don't know, a profit of like 1,000 to 1.5k net profit after unit economic expenses, right? So the thing is, like, this is probably the trajectory in which we utilize. I mean, this is not like a right or wrong answer. Media buying has different tactics, people have different formulas, but the thing is, like, as long as you can organize your data, come to better conclusions within the ad account that's going to get your client results or get your brand results, that's all that matters. As mentioned, people might go specific creative testing first instead of audience testing or whatever, right? As long as I mentioned, you come to a conclusion to further increase your profitability on the front end, that's all that matters. Whether people want to do top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of the funnel, whether people want to do this audience creative and then scaling, so on and so forth, it's just very important that you're always testing, right? You're testing more creative, you're testing audiences. When you have something working, you're looking to horizontally scale so that campaign doesn't fatigue out over time and you don't have all your eggs in one basket. I know people are talking about relying on just solely letting the algorithm do the work with Advantage Plus on Facebook or even smart campaigns on TikTok, right? If everybody's following the formula of, okay, go broad or whatever, not a lot of people are following the formula for maybe interest stack, suggest targeting, auto targeting, right? It's very important that you test every single variable possible based off your data, depending on the brand or depending on the product. If it's a new product as well, you have to retest all these theories, because who knows what might work for your brand, right? And this might come into play where you're seeing a lot of traffic coming through, you're seeing a lot of people add to cart, but not a lot of people are buying. Well, then now you have to analyze the post-click process. Now you have to update the offers, right? So these are kind of the variables and the way I reverse engineer to the key point of our North Star, which is profitability on the front end. And this is how you do it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.